Artists and creatives, you have the power to heal, transform, and elevate lives. Are you ready to step into that power? Hello, and welcome to episode 2 of Superfan Attraction Personal Branding for Artists and Creatives. I am your host, Diane Foy, and today I'm going to explore phase 1 of the Superfan Attraction Method, which is personal branding. Why is personal branding important? And if you think about your favorite artists or mentors, people that you admire, you probably love them for more than just their talent or their skills or their knowledge. Probably love their personality, or you have a connection with them. They share a story, part of their life and story that you connect to, their struggles, or you love their fashion. I love Janet. I love everything about Janet. I identify with her personality and her story. I identify with her lyrics. I love to dance to her music. I love the way she dresses, the way she looks. I love her attitude. I love everything. J-Lo. I love her work ethic. And then there's mentors that I have or coaches that I have. And when choosing a coach, it's if there's a certain topic that you want to learn or be coached on, you kind of have to identify with that person. Like, if all you wanted to know was the facts, read a book, take a course, but you're going to be successful if you can really connect to your coach or mentor. And there's something about them that you relate to, or they get you. And, as me as a coach, I love artists, creatives, fashion, beauty, music, art, painting, jewelry making, photography, actors, musicians, dancers. You're my people. Multi-passionate artists, multi-hyphenate talents, creative entrepreneurs. You're my people. You can learn personal branding from all kinds of mentors and coaches. But that is what makes me different. And my experience is different. My background is different. We all have unique experiences, knowledge, and our combination of that is our personal brand. And it is what makes us unique. And so that's your personal brand, is not just what you do, but what it is you really want. What do you believe? And your personality, your story. What parts of your story could you share and really connect with your audience and attract your superfans? So personal branding, it's defining what your unique combination of skills, personality, and experience is. It's about embracing who you are. It's embracing your story. And I'm all about purpose. What is your purpose? Because, you might have these goals, but especially in the arts, you're going to get knocked down a lot. And if you're not clear on your purpose, your why you're doing this, it's so easy to quit. And so part of what I work with my clients with is figuring out your purpose, figuring out why. And it's usually a deep dive into your history that makes you discover it. And then once you're clear on your why, your purpose, then that's the driving force. So a lot of people think branding is your logo, your colors, your design on your website. And that is branding. But personal branding is the impression other people have of you, of your brand. It's the impression those colors and that logo give off about you. There is color psychology where certain colors represent certain values and certain things that either attract people or repel people, and it gives a feeling of who you are by the colors you choose. That's why personal branding is so important. You have to know what you're promoting. So the first phase of the Superfan Attraction Method is personal branding. And we start with your vision, your future vision, what it is that you really want. If you think of your life and every area of your life in 5-10 years, what do you want? If you're an actor and you think, okay, 10 years from now, I want to win an Oscar, damn it. Or, or you want to work with certain directors or tell certain stories or have an impact on people in a certain way. It's good to have that clear vision of what it is you want. And then what is your lifestyle like? Where are you living? You are living in a house. Where is this house? Are you in the city? Are you in the country? Think about every area of your life. Who are you surrounded by? What is important to you? Getting a real clear vision on where you're going, it helps to break down the goals. So everyone talks about goal setting, but without knowing where you ultimately want to end up, it's hard to set goals for that. So one thing I take my clients through, and I will be sharing a little bit here and also in the free mini course and playbook, is exploring every area of your life. And once you have that future vision defined, where you could tell us a story, then you can break down the goals. So if this is what you envision your life at 10 years, what do you have to accomplish by 5 years to be on track to make that happen? Then think about 1 year. In 1 year's time, what do you want to accomplish? And that's when goal setting can come in, because then you can have your 1 year vision and break down the tasks, everything that you need to do in order to get there. And that's what I help my clients through. Your why. Your why is the core of your purpose. It's why do you want what you want? Once you get really clear on your future vision, why do you want that? Why do you want to live in the country as opposed to the city? Why do you want to win awards? If that's what you said, or you want to be famous, you want to be a successful entertainer or have a successful business. Why do you want that? Why is that important to you? And a lot of it comes down to childhood experiences or a greater purpose or something that's happened to you in your life that gives you what you do a greater purpose. If you're a musician, you're so passionate about music and writing music and telling stories through music. Why are you so passionate about that? A lot of times it comes to, there was a point in your life where music saved you. Music was a life-changing experience for you. And now you want to have that impact on someone else, the world. That's where my why comes from, is that I'm so passionate that, music, movies, entertainment, art, has changed and transformed my life for the better. So that's why it's so important. And so I've dedicated my life to helping artists and creatives succeed with my skills and continuously learning new things so that I can pass that on to you and we can all achieve our dreams and make an impact on the world in a positive way. Core values, that's another part of personal branding. It's figuring out what's really important to you. Your core values. Your core values could be family, could be love, it could be friendship, it could be honesty, communication, creativity, freedom. There's lots of core values, and it's good to figure out which ones are most important to you. A lot of times when I present this long list of core values to my clients, they're like, yeah, I want to pick all these things. But you want to narrow it down to your top 5, 10 core values, because these are the things that will affect your decision making. When making a decision, think about, does this fit with my future vision? Does this fit with my why? Does this fit with my core values? That is why these things are so important to keep you on track. And limiting beliefs, we all have them. Limiting beliefs are these things that hold us back and they keep us in our comfort zone and prevent us from living our true purpose. You know, as passionate as I am about arts and entertainment, these days we all have to be public figures. And getting clear on what it is you want, why you want it, your core values. And that is the driving force for me to conquer my limiting beliefs and things holding me back. Because if that's what I got to conquer to get where I want to go, well, then let's do that. Let's face it. So exploring limiting beliefs, those are those times where you procrastinate a lot. If there's something that you keep procrastinating on, putting off, there might be a limiting belief there. And your personality. That is a key part of your personal brand, is your personality. No matter what it is, got to own it. And there's definitely many different personality models. There's the Myers-Briggs, there's Enneagram, there's the Big 5 Ocean model. There's so many. I coach my clients through the Big 5 Ocean model because I find it's a model that it's easier to understand because there's only 5, and it's on you're not one thing or the other. You could be on a scale. So like extroversion, introversion. You might just automatically say you're an extrovert or you're an introvert, but there's maybe you're situational. Like I would say I'm situational extrovert. I can be extroverted in certain situations, but for the most part, I'm an introvert. So it's understanding where you are on the scale of the 5 different personality traits. And then also it helps with relationships to start to figure out the people that you collaborate with, your family and friends, figure out where they land on the spectrum of the different personality traits. And it just helps you communicate better. You understand. If you keep asking someone to do something over and over again, they just kind of don't always. If you can understand that they're an introvert, it's like, okay, well, they need their alone time. They don't want to be out all the time and socializing. So you can understand people a bit more by understanding your own personality, of what environments you thrive in and what environments you don't, and understanding other people. So personality, and bringing that personality to everything you do. And then your unique story. So it's all about story. No matter whether it's stories you're telling on social media, story you're telling in the media when you're doing publicity, stories you're telling through a song, a play, a script, a story you're telling through your acting, dancing, story you're telling of why you create whatever it is you create, why you want this, whatever business you're in, why is it important to you, what brought you to that point, what experiences did you have that led you to where you are now. These are our stories, and the more we share our stories, the more our ideal superfans will connect with us and want to work with us, absorb our offerings, hire us, all these different things. That first you have to kind of figure out what parts of your story other people would connect to. Because again, that's what makes a super fan. You know, if there's two musicians, you know, one artist, wicked music, and I kind of love their videos, whatever it is, I love it. But they don't really tell me anything about them. Like, who are you? It's hard to make a connection. Even if you connect to a song, you don't really connect to the artist. But then there's another artist that is sharing their story, sharing the struggles they've had along the way, sharing the personal story behind the song that they wrote or they're singing. That makes me connected to them. And that makes me be a super fan of that artist. I'm more likely to follow that artist. I'm more likely to make a point of listening to new stuff when they have it. And the more I get involved, the more I become a super fan, the more I'll support everything that they do. And that's what you want to attract, no matter what it is you do. You know, I'm talking to you right now. And if you're still listening or watching, you know, you might connect with me in some way. And if you don't, you shut this off and go find someone else that, you know, could be talking about the same things. But it's that connection. And it's finding what parts of your story, and then how to shape those stories. That's another part of it. You know, what would you put in a bio? What would you put in your main stories? You can have your, you know, key stories that you tell over and over again. You know, if you watch celebrities in the media, you know, if you're a fan of someone and you kind of watch every interview they do, you'll hear the same stories over and over again, because that's their key stories, and that's the story they want to get across. And it's important for you to figure out what your key stories are. And then, of course, we do get to brand colors, brand design, all that color psychology, and image, fashion, colors, psychology, and fashion psychology. I love personality and psychology methods. And it's, if you can align your brand colors with the colors that are best for you in clothing and makeup and hair and all that, it can have a strong impact. So your first thing might just be to pick colors you like. But if you get into what that color represents, that might not be what you want people to have the impression of. So that's another exercise that we go through. It's figuring out your brand colors and even different shades of colors. Blue is trust, and a lot of banks might use, or corporate uses blue. And one of my favorite colors is blue, as a lot of people's are. But when you describe it as corporate and finances, it's not really. I don't want to have like a corporate image. So then it's the shade of blue. A vibrant blue is exciting to me. A purpley blue is creativity and communication. That's important to me. So blue and purple are my colors, and figuring out the shades of those colors. And then a lighter turquoisey blue might say something else. What does your fashion say about you? Now, once you've explored all the areas of personal branding, you got clear on what it is you want, why you want it, who you are, what's important to you, what are your values, what is your personality, strengths, what are your unique story, experiences that you'll share, and the colors that represent the image you want. Now it's time to figure out what makes you unique. What is your competitive edge? So having, exploring everything about you, that's great. But then competitive edge, sometimes you want to do a little research, like who has the career that you want or the business that you want, say in 5 years. If you're an actor, who's getting all those roles that you're up for? And for some reason, they're getting them all and you're not. Yeah. Or musician, if, that other artist is getting all the gigs. Look into why. Or that other coach or entrepreneur or expert is getting all the gigs, the opportunities. It's good to explore. Well, what are they doing? What is their image? What colors are they using? And this is not to copy them. It's to see what they're doing that maybe you could get better at. Or also there's things that you'd be like, no, that's not me. I would not do that. So to get there. And that's important too. But you won't know this until you get clear on who you are, what you represent, what you want, all that. And so doing some research on what makes you competitive. What is your unique combination of skills, personality, experiences? Because nobody has exactly what you have. And when you own that, that's what sets you apart, and share it. And so that is personal branding. That is the episode for today. I want to remind you that I've created the free Superfan Attraction Playbook and Training that you can sign up for at dianefoy.com/freebie. It's a playbook that takes you through the 3 phases of the method, which is personal branding, purpose-driven content, and media spotlight. And those are the themes that we will be exploring in this show. And the training guides you through the personal branding section a little bit more detailed than what we just did here, and gives you some exercises that you can start taking action towards figuring out your future vision, your core values, limiting beliefs, get you started on your story timeline, and get you started figuring out who your ideal superfans are. And that's what we'll be talking about in the next episode. Be sure to subscribe on your favorite podcasting app or here on YouTube. And I would like to invite you on the show. If you'd like to have coaching on any of these topics that we talked about today, definitely sign up for the free playbook and training. But if there's something that you kind of want that one-on-one attention on, you want help really get into the core of your why, or if you want to explore your story or figure out your brand colors, any of these things apply to be coached on the show by me at dianefoy.com/volunteer. So I'm so excited to be your guide on this journey. Till next time. Thanks for watching Superfan Attraction. If you enjoyed this episode and all that you're learning, be sure to subscribe to the channel. To connect with me, I'm Diane Foy Arts on all socials and in the Superfan Attraction group on Facebook.